See? Too lazy to get up.
This is so hard to put into even words. 5 minutes ago. You see, it is the worst book, the worst series of books ever made are Karl Ove Knausgaard's My Struggle. You see, the word struggle is exactly the wrong word. Case in point, and this happens many times in my life, particularly the last 5 years. It's like when you've slightly battled with the nonsense of modern existence and the falsity of, hey, we have this technological utopia and all of this kind of crap, when it's funny, putting the news on just now, somebody said, some person of repute was referring to different sized bodies, saying, yeah, fat people, well, of course you're not allowed to say it anymore, fat people die earlier. You know, we have to deal with bodily, no, if you've got flab, lots of it, you can die earlier. Well, I don't want anybody to die early. Nobody. I'm not one of these persons. I mean, the problem with the tinfoil hat brigade is that for quite a long time, sort of 7 or 8 years, ever since your sort of Sam Harris, cool guy, psychedelics are the answer, smart thinking, ever since around then, it's astonishing how many people who are supposedly thoughtful, like humanists, hey, I'm one of the tinfoil, well, they don't call themselves the tinfoil hat, but I believe in this, you know, justice and equality. Well, they don't use the right words, but I believe in, you know, the people are being oppressed. And then it became Gates is putting microchips in people's arms, which doesn't matter because you can't change it. If that's happening, unless you have cohesive, proper democratic forces, which means people being sensible and doing proper democracy, which we do not have. I don't blame the government, I don't blame the system, it's the people. Unless you have the people properly allied together. I mean, here I'm in this town where 2 weeks ago a woman stops me on the street having said, hey, I heard you. I know she heard me, I saw her. You asked a question in the council open doodle. And now she doesn't answer her. She stopped me, gave me her number. And then we were meant to be encountering one each other to talk about mentoring young people, which she says she does. And because that was my question. My question was, hey, I found a few younger people who are really great. I had long chats with them, and they actually want to take a bit of an interest in politics. Can you tell me, please? Well, I asked about designated river bathing areas as well. Can you tell me, please, because I'm just sort of new to the region and I'm not going to actually look up local politics, but can you tell me when there may be, for one of those young people, when there is the next chance for them to apply for a position or stand or whatever the town council rules are? That was my question. She heard it. So she actually stopped me. That was a month ago. Well, 5 weeks ago. And then a couple of weeks later, I came in to get my gas bottles. And she actually stopped me in the street. She saw me and stopped me in the street. Hey, I thought, And her exact words were, well, I thought it would be fate. If I see you again, I will stop you and talk with you. I'd noticed her. And then we said to each other, I said, well, I'd noticed you were asking some questions and people told me you asked the harder questions. So I made a point of trying to find you later, but you gone. And she said the same about me. So there we have a bond, affinity. About a 60-year-old woman. And there's a couple of texts. And then no follow-up. There is no demos. The demos has to have coherent alliances, same side. I mean, this woman was known. Somebody, a man I could trust, told me She's the one that asks the difficult questions on behalf of the lower level grassroots small traders, and she was very well educated, you could hear in her voice, and administrative and bureaucratic. But there is no demos if there's no follow through. Full stop. Why did I turn this camera on? Because they were like, you're not allowed to say, oh, fat people, or no, yeah. You see, this group of these kind of new the last 10 years, and it came out of the life coaching kind of mentality and the we will have the right kind of zenny tape mentality. All of those people I've encountered and got to know hundreds of them. Most of them will say, yes, but we actually need a culling. We need less people to be around. I want the fatties to get thinner and live longer. Every single human hour of existence should be cherished and is valuable. That's somebody can love or find useful. No. Be clear. This whole new age, slightly officious version of new age that melded into we've got to do our meditation tapes. All of those people, or most of them, no, we need a culling. Before you have a fucking culling, organise your society. Don't be so lazy, because this is all about laziness. Organise your society so that people are motivated, and we've known about all of this for 30, 40 years. If you give people a more restful experience, slightly better paid, so there is a more equal society, then the people in the bottom third who have to order in the gas bottles, etc., will do their work with more thoughtfulness, and thus you will have a more efficient society, because Britain is the joke. Of course it's not, because Britain has spun itself as environmentally positive whilst we send our rubbish to fucking Malaysia or wherever, or Eastern Europe or wherever. It's just, we are the con country of the world. The point being, you need to have people doing their jobs properly. 10 times more, well, no, about 50% more productivity in France, and even Italy, it was revealed, by reducing their working week. 30, 35 hours. You're much more productive per hour. But no, Britain, a council started to do that. I think it was Brighton, reduced to 4 days a week, and the government a month or two ago officially overruled it and said, no, we can't have that. Anyway, point being. Oh, I want to listen to him because he actually impressed me yesterday. Exactly. People not doing their jobs properly. Not doing their jobs thoughtfully.